Welcome to Comics with Dan, and we're going to be reviewing Out of Alcatraz #1. So Out of Alcatraz follows Frank Morris, John Anglin, and Clarence Anglin as they escape from Alcatraz. So this is based on a true story. I'm doing my best to try to read into what's accurate about this comic in relation to the true story and what's not, while at the same time preserving any possible spoilers, because the story is really fantastic and I don't want to spoil anything in the comic while trying to do research for this. However, I was able to look a little bit of it up, and like I said, it's a true story. There was actually a Frank Morris, a John Anglin, and a Clarence Anglin, but my understanding is that they still haven't been found, and that this is a sort of dramatization of what happened to them after they escaped from Alcatraz. The beginning of the book actually states that while the FBI has closed the case, that the U.S. Marshals still consider this an open case. This story starts right after they escaped from the prison. There was supposed to be a fourth inmate that was to escape, which happened in real life. In the comic, John Anglin falls off the raft and gets separated from Frank Morris and Clarence Anglin, his brother. The rest of the issue follows Frank and Clarence as they try to escape from the authorities. The dialogue is great. It makes it feel really high stakes without feeling really cheesy, which I think is a pretty good accomplishment. I think a lot of times books try to take themselves too seriously, but I think that this is just the right blend. And the story is a page turner. I mean, I really just every single page that I went to, I couldn't wait to get to the next one to see what was going to happen next. The character development is great. Frank is this hot-headed guy that, he sets rules and then doesn't follow them himself. At one point, they actually refer to Clarence as their simple friend, which I didn't see anything in the research that Clarence had any kind of mental disability, and they don't say that he has one in the book, but they sort of play it that way. They don't explicitly say it, but his character is a little more, soft around the edges, and simple is a really good way to describe him. So I don't know if it's a diagnosed issue that he has, or if it's just the way that his character is. He's also mourning the loss of his brother, or the presumed loss of his brother, so that definitely must play a part in the way that he's acting as well. The art style has a great watercolor texture. It actually reminds me a lot of Rod Reis on Cowl, who I'm a huge fan of, so I did really like that. It's very cinematic. There's lots of wide shots of scenery and close-ups of faces, angles that you could see being used in a movie. And I felt that that was all very intentional and really well done. The coloring is tremendous. It's so intense, but it's still sort of muted so that it still has that more old-timey look to it. There's heavy use of yellows in this book, which to me sort of conveys uncomfortability, right? Each of the scenes where something uncomfortable or unexpected is happening, or something unexpected could happen, there's a lot of use of yellows by Tyler Crook. So every scene where Tyler Crook is using this yellow heavy color palette, it seems like it's something where you need to be on the edge of your seat because something could go wrong. And I'm not quite sure what it is about the color yellow that conveys this sense of uncertainty and uncomfortability, but whatever it is, it comes across in the book for sure. The letters are fantastic, which I believe Crook also does the letters. There's awesome sound effects. I really like the font that's used for the dialogue. It adds to that sort of pulpy feel that the book has. The one thing I kept thinking about when I was reading is the movie Public Enemy with Johnny Depp, the movie about John Dillinger. It's not quite the same because, these guys aren't gangsters, but the whole, prison break type thing really kind of gave me that same vibe to where, especially towards the end of that movie where, Dillinger's on the run. This sort of had that same feeling to it, where they're just kind of doing whatever they can to get out. I think that this could be one of the best offerings of the year. I think it has that potential. It is not a story that I had heard before, and I think it's cool that they're sort of taking this historic event and sort of expanding on it and kind of using imagination to open it up a bit. I just think that Cantwell's creativity when it comes to expanding this story is fantastic. So Out of Alcatraz #1, published by Oni Press, written by Chris Cantwell and illustrated by Tyler Crook. It's on shelves March 19th, so make sure you get this on your pull list. I think it's going to be one of the books of the year, and I loved it. I gave it 4.5 stars out of 5 on League of Comic Geeks, so definitely check this out. Make sure you like the video, make sure that you subscribe, check out my other videos here, and thank you for watching.